Okay, fine. Hi, good morning, sir. Today, myself, Sonia, Rutuja, and Spandana will be interviewing you for our economics project. So, I would like to start off by thanking you for taking your time to meet with us today. So, the main purpose of our interview is to gain insights into practical application of management and economic principles within a corporate setting. And as you are the CEO of a booming tech company like Praxien, we are particularly interested in understanding how principles are employed in real world scenarios and how they influence your decision making, strategic planning, and also overall organizational performance. So, moving on, I think we can start off with the questioning.
Yeah.
Good
So
morning, sir.
all three of you, thank you so much for introduction and giving me this opportunity to talk to you and share my experience in terms of the management or career as an engineer, as a professional, as an entrepreneur. I would like to share my thoughts based on your interest and question. And first of all, congratulations all of you getting into the real world of industry. Industry is definitely enjoyable if you take it seriously and learn some basics fundamentals during engineering. I think 3 4 years whatever you are spending in the college properly, then your 40 years you'll enjoy in your life. So that 4 versus 40 is makes a difference. So wish you all the best for your future. Please proceed further with your questions.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Myself, Spandana. Today, I'll be questioning you about the leadership and management style in your company. So, the first question goes like, can you describe your primary leadership style and how it helped you in evolving your career?
Yeah, my primary leadership style is kind of transformational, focusing on inspiring and empowering the team members. And the over a time the incorporated more collaborative and adaptive approaches to better meet evolving team needs. So it has to be a kind of teamwork, collaborative and effectiveness. Understanding the team members is more important as a leadership tool.
How do you adapt your transformational leadership style to like different team members or different situation that will be coming up?
See, generally, when you understand the team, as a teamwork, we need to understand the strengths and needs of the team members. Then tailor your approach according to the needs of the team. Like, for example, some team members we need to coach, some team members we need to directing, or some team members we have to delegate something. So, as a team, align with each team member's style and the specific context. That's how we need to see how the leadership style need to be to make a difference in the team efforts.
What are the strategies you'll be using in order to build the high performing teams?
Yeah, to emphasize or I can say that to emphasize the clear communication is very very important. Goals need to be shared with your teams and continuous feedback about these three, like communication, shared goals, and feedback mechanism. I think these three makes a difference. And regular team building activities and the professional development opportunities also play a crucial role here.
Okay. So there might be situation might come up some conflicts might happen within your team members or like some kind of miscommunication. As a leader, how you are gonna handle it, sir?
So address the conflicts by facilitating the open dialogues, openness, be transparent, be available to the team. When the team has the confidence on you, they will start sharing their internal challenges and all. That way, facilitate the open dialogue and focusing on the common goals. For instance, once mitigated on disagreement by the organizing the workshop to align each other objectives toward the company goals and vision or mission we say, right? Because that getting the team understanding the goals and needs of the company needs is very important. So that way, be open to listen to your team. Strong leader should be a listener.
Um, As a leader of your company, how you will be vision means it is like something what happens for what might happen in the next 15 years. How you will state that vision of your companies?
See, when we have a goal, like short-term goal or long-term goal, we need to focus on our long-term goal. But in between, we have to have the regular review about the short-term goals and make the changes accordingly, which will see the impact and the positiveness towards the long-term goals.
Next question is like, can you provide an example of a difficult decision you had to make and the factors what you have considered while taking that decision up?
Very difficult question. See, some of the one second. Okay, can you repeat your question? Sorry.
Okay, sir. It goes like, can you provide any example of a difficult decision that you have made, and what are the factors you have taken into consideration while taking that decision?
Yeah. See, for example, now consider the scenario like now we have gone through the COVID situation, right? COVID situation of almost 2 3 years. The businesses need to continue their business. The customer expectations are there. Customer expectations are there. We cannot delay the deliveries. But the situation, we cannot take the team inside the office or work from office is not allowed during that time. So then we have to take a decision. Like for example of the Praxien, I can tell you because we had a headquartered in Bangalore, but most of our engineers, maybe I can say 80% of them are outside Bangaloreans. So most of them has gone back to the natives because of the panic, whatever it created. And we need to see how we need to continue the business. So the decision is very strongly a calculated risk decision we have taken. Let us move our operations to the rural area where we had an office over there but not operational. So we have shifted from Bangalore towards the rural, like tier 4 town or city. So that has made a difference for us, and that was very tough decision to pass on to the team, where they need to relocate to that office where we need to facilitate the accommodation, food, everything. I think that was kind of a tough situation because we are not aware what is going to happen during this COVID and all. So I can say this is one example where we have taken a very good and calculated risk, which we are seeing the benefits even today because most of the customer feel that business continuity, attrition, as well as the local employment over there. These are the three parameters we are seeing the benefits even today. So that sometimes we have to take the risk and do the calculated risk decisions for them. That's what I can say.
Okay, sir. What are the methods you'll be using in order to keep your team motivated and engaged?
See, we have to see how we can we cannot always ask work because sometimes we have to see motivate them by recognizing some sport awards, quarterly awards, recognition, allowing them, taking them to the team dinners, team with the family dinners or outing. These kind of things we need to do, and also we need to give a opportunity for them to career growth which align with them. See, we should not focus only on the monetary side, but also we need to see how we can motivate them by showing them the good career path. It's kind of a mix of recognition, career path, and advanced trainings or skill enhancement of them. It's a combination of all these things regularly we need to do.
Sir, how will you recognize reward outstanding performance of your employees?
Yeah, recognizing outward performance. Definitely, there are the star raters. So we need to recognize them through annual appraisals as well as regular recognition. Then personalized appraisals. Like for example, if somebody is performing well as an organization, writing a appreciation letter and sending to their family members, to their parents or their spouse, saying that your ward is doing this, your spouse or your son, your daughter is doing wonderful job. This is the performance. When they receive these kind of appraisal or appreciations or recognition from an organization, they will be the happiest because along with him, the candidate or the employee, their family members, maybe parents or maybe spouse or kids, are very crucial as an ecosystem. So we need to recognize their contribution as well for motivating these employees. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights regarding leadership and management. Now, Sonia will be overtaking regarding strategic
Thank you.
planning.
Thank you.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. So today I will be talking to you about strategic plans and how you implement them and how it helps you as a CEO in your company. So to start off with, what is your process for developing long-term goals for your company?
This is on the strategic planning, or strategic planning, right?
Strategic planning.
Yeah. Can you repeat your question? I missed
Huh.
it.
Yes, sir. What is your process for developing long-term goals for your company?
Yeah, see, as a company CEO, I'm working as a employee in the Praxien as an employee. Then next comes is my responsibility as an MD and CEO. So I need to have big dreams. I need to see where the company will be next 5 years, where the company will be next 10 years. So that long-term vision and goal, it has to be analyzed with the market analysis, market trends, and the capabilities and where we are heading. With that big goals, then we have to set these goals. Then action planning has to be done based on these goals, and it has to be shared with your respective teams, because without your team support, these goals will not be attained or reached. So that we're taking your team along with this setting, set the goals, make the actions, make the corrective actions and the planning based on the need basis with the next 6 months, 1 year or 2 years kind of thing. So dreaming a big is very, very important. That's what I feel here.
Hmm. Yes, sir. You spoke about your vision. You'll have to look forward into the future, right?
Yeah.
So, how would you prioritize goals when there are conflicting interests or limited resources?
See, one is definitely we need to see how identify your team. Like all are not in the same skill or commitment or kind of the ability capability. So we need to understand what is kind of a SWOT analysis we do. Generally, we do a SWOT analysis for a people leadership team as a company. When we identify the team, we need to understand the SWOT analysis like strength, weakness, or improvement, or the opportunities. So when I see there are, like for example, Rutuja has her own strengths, her own improvement areas. I don't see it's a weakness. I say it's an improvement area. Similarly for you. So when I identify if somebody is a very, very good planner, very good leadership skills, another one is very, very strong in the technical. So we need to understand these kind of alignment with your strategic goals, who can be long-term focused, align your resources in the sense of people, processes, as well as the assets. So these are the three combination we need to align with your strategic goals.
Yes, sir. Okay, so see, you spoke about alignment right now, right? So, how are you sure that the goals of your team align with the strategy of your company?
See, when you are aligning your goal, setting your goals with plans, strategics, or short term, and you divide your goals or the milestones and the short term and long term. While we are focusing on the long term, you have to constantly, regularly review your short term goals. When you review, make the changes accordingly. Make the changes according. For example, we are an engineering company. We started with an engineering company where we design the product with the mechanical, maybe the embedded hardware firmware or software perspective. So that means when we focus more on the mechanical, we will not able to understand the completely digitization of product. So what we have done, the strategy, short-term strategy, immediately we have to see how we can train our resources aligned with the mechatronics perspective. That way, make your strategic goals the short-term goals which are useful for your long-term, and change accordingly. Now, for example, now if you observe, India is more focused on the digitization, and globally, if you see, semiconductor is a growth path. So, as a company, what I see is why can't we invest our time and money towards the semiconductor perspective? So that way, we are changing to reach our goal of making a company of 500 crore worth of revenue. So we have to change our strategy where the high growth potential opportunities are there. So we have to make the changes short term and long term accordingly. During the reviews, regular reviews has to be there. Align that reviews or the goals pre-aligned with the SLAs or KRAs. We call it as a KRAs to the team. Accordingly, we need to drive the towards the end goal.
Okay. So, your previous answer, it was talking about future trends, I'm assuming. I
Yeah.
gather. So, for that, obviously, we require innovation. So, what is the role of innovation in strategic planning process of your company?
See, innovation, see, for example, as we are in India, as consider India, more towards the earlier, it was more towards the service oriented. Last maybe around 20, 25 years back. Now, if we see last 10 years, everybody is focused on the patentable ideas, innovations, or the startups culture is increasing. So that way, we are owning the IP. So once we start owning that one, then the innovation key role, and then we need to see how we can regularly train our employees toward the innovation, patentable ideas, implementation of those ideas, and see how we can make it more process oriented is what the focus need to be.
So, how would you measure the success of these innovation initiatives?
See the goal. See what is our goal? Because in the company evaluation will be done based on the revenue, based on the profitability, based on your return on investment, as well as how many patents you are owning, how your patentable ideas are spread across, how your patentable ideas or innovations are aligned towards the market trends and the needs of the or demands of the market. That's how we need to measure, and it has to be measurable in terms of numbers or dollars.
So, as my last question, I'd like to ask you to share an example of an innovative initiative that helped you immensely, that it made a great impact on your strategic plan.
See the one strategy I can tell you today's market, because most of since you are all getting into engineering field in the industry, what is in your mind now? You are thinking that okay, I need to get a more salary job rather than career oriented or kind of a strategically. We need to think about how we can get into more innovative or kind of challenging job. So that way the mindset of the upcoming engineers is changing because of their opportunities availability, because of their the exposure, because of their interest of the career path point of view. So what we have done is understanding all these things, because if you see the big cities like Bangalore, Pune, Bangalore, most of the big cities are getting traffic, pollution, and kind of expensive. So that way, as a short term or long term, what we thought is today we may survive here. So long term perspective, we need to think how we can try for tier two or tier three cities kind of thing, execution of the projects and all. So what we have done, okay, today we may not be interested, or the industry may not be interested to work from the tier two or tier three cities. But as a Praxien, what we have done, we have gone ahead and implemented this approach to make operational. Last 3 years back, we are operating from a town which is Haliyar, which is also my native place. So that way, now if you see after 3 years, I'm seeing now most of the governments, it may be Karnataka government, Maharashtra government, most of them are thinking how long we are working in the big cities like Bangalore. You are aware, right? Because traffic everywhere, pollution, the deforestation, all these are happening. So that most of the engineers are thinking that rather than be very expensive here, let us start singing. And even government incentives are there. Like for example, if the office is there in Mysore, Hubli, Belgaum, and all, they are giving some incentives. I can see this difference. So that is one reason we have started a different office in the tier 4 town, I can say, for tier 4 city. That is what we need to see how we can forecast our future, think ahead of the market, think ahead of the future. So that way we have started this office. Now I'm seeing the very much appreciation from the customers about this approach, because that is addressing the attrition. In the sense, like engineers in Bangalore, they are coming today. After 6 months, they come back. I need more salary. I'm getting an opportunity. So local people in the towns and the rural, they are not getting the opportunity. Like the approaches like industry like us, when we are focused, if any many companies done that, the localization, people working from local their towns or cities. Like since you are in Bangalore, you are happy to be here. Like we are from the other part of the Karnataka. We relocated here because of the job and opportunity. So that way we are trying to see how we can think ahead of the market to operational from the rural areas as well.
So, sir, I'm so sorry, this was supposed to be my last question, but in the example, you mentioned how you'd set up an office in Halyal, your
Yeah,
native. And also, previously, you had spoken about building offices in rural areas during COVID 19.
yeah.
So you wanted to hire the local helps, but what about the engineers you already have in the cities? How would you personally incentivize moving to villages or
Yeah,
rural areas?
correct. One, definitely, the local hiring is local engineers we are hiring who are willing to stay back there. And your next question is, how about the other guys who are working in the cities but they are from the rural? We encourage them to work from your hometown, be with your parents. What are the benefits? Like for example, if the kids are there with the parents in the rural, the parents health is always good because they enjoy being with their kids or their daughters or their grandchildren or all. So we encourage them, maybe monetary or the roles and responsibilities, or kind of see how they can be with the family and be a happy family together kind of approach. But we encourage them, we cannot force them, but we encourage them.
Okay, so it's basically like an Indian dream, not it's a different version of the American dream, the Indian dream, the big happy
But, but,
family.
but also you can see the most of our seniors like our prime minister always says local to local or local to global kind of thing, right? See for example now at Halyal is very very small town. We are working. Our team is supporting the customers. Like I'm sure you'll be dreaming to work with Tesla, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are working from rural, Tesla, Honda, Harman, these kind of big like Standard Electric, these kind of global players. We are working from a rural village. So that way, definitely we are giving the opportunity to them because without coming to the Bangalore and the big cities, they are enjoying their work culture there and staying with the family. So that way, local to global is what our Prime Minister says, and we are implementing that and practically we are doing it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Rutuja will be carrying on.
Yeah, hope I'm answering your question. Please stop me if it is something relevant.
Yes, sir. Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so now to talk about the financial management point of view, what are some of the key financial metrics that you monitor regularly and why are they so important for the organization?
One is definitely the I surely monitor about the cash flow, profit margins, and return on investment because these are the three major pillars of the organization where we need to regularly monitor, measure, and make corrective actions accordingly. So these are the kind of the takes care of the liquidity, profitability, and effectiveness of your investment, which I can see these are the critical financial parameters for stability and growth.
So, how do you regularly ensure financial health and sustainability of the organization?
See, one, I ensure financial health by monitoring the rigorously budget on the budgeting practices as well as the monitoring cash flow closely, and then the making informed or calculated risk with the investments decision making based on the long term requirement or the long term sustainability point of view.
Like, can you describe the approach you use for budgeting and financial forecasting?
Yeah, my approach involves setting realistic target based on the historical data and the market trends, and and regularly updating the forecast which reflects on the changes in the business conditions and the economic outlooks based on the industry or market trends.
So, when you're financial planning, there obviously are always risks and uncertainties in your planning. So, what or how do you handle these financial risks and uncertainties when it comes?
Yeah, I can say that I manage a financial risk by diversifying investments, maintaining a contingency fund, and the conducting throughout the risk assessment to mitigate the potential impact on the organization. These are the three or four major parameters I take care.
So, how do you evaluate potential investments or capital projects?
Yeah, I use financial metrics such as net present value and internal rate of return and the payback period of the assets, the potential return and the investment associated with the investment or the capital project. Because important is if I'm putting investing some money today, how much time it take, how much I'll get the return back. So these are the major areas where critical parameters I focus more.
So, as we're talking about potential investment, can you provide an example of a successful investment decision you have made and one which didn't go well as you had planned for?
Yeah, see, the successful investment was expanding into a new market with new areas like semiconductors upcoming now. The investment towards that VLSI or semiconductor because not only India, global market is focused towards that because everybody is looking for a digitization and the smart products and all. So definitely India is at the driver's seat. So that way, focusing on that is one. And then the other question what you asked, which is not gone well. We initially, as a Praxien, we started only on the staffing, where the engineering as well as IT. Well, engineering was very successful because we have the readiness and we are ready to take the market requirements and all. But other said, IT as a Praxien, we were not ready. We failed somewhere in 2020-21. I think then we have taken some time to prepare ourselves on the resource point of view, capability point of view, skill point of view. I think now we are reinvesting our focus towards the IT and we are seeing the good results. So that way, see the defocusing some of the some time is better than again putting money and investing your time and money over there.
Can you share an example of how you have managed a financial downturn or any economic crisis that you have encountered before?
The one definitely example is during the COVID side. COVID is one of the example where we have gone through because 2016 when we started our organization, 2019 onwards we have seen some of the downturns there, and during that time I can say the during a financial downtime as we implemented a cost cutting measure. One cost cutting measures. One we have to reduce our office expenses, resource expenses, whichever is needed or mandatory. We have focused and other side we have started cutting down the cost cutting measure, renegotiated the salaries, variable pays, as well as some of the suppliers we have renegotiated the cost or contracts, and then focused more on the core business of Praxien, which maintain the cash flow and navigate through the crisis effectively. I think that's what we have done. For example, when we have an office in Bangalore, most of the engineers are from the outside Bangalore. They went back to the natives and all. So we have started office in the rural side, which is Haliyar, and that we requested the team to work from there because we have an hostel facility and all. I think that made to continue the business continuity perspective and the resource availability perspective. I think these are some of the examples where we have managed the company during the downtime or the economic crisis, I can say.
So, you must have faced a lot of economic challenges. So, how has the organization faced it, and how did you all address them?
So one is I can say supply and demand is more critical, and the guiding like pricing strategies and the opportunity cost of evaluate the project choices because we have to evaluate all the opportunities available based on the cost perspective, actual expenses perspective, spend perspective, and all this makes a difference. Like you have to make a cost benefit analysis, ensure your investments should yield favorable returns. I think that is major parameters we need to evaluate.
So moving on to economic part of the interview, how can you give an example of how a decision which has been influenced by economic principles?
Yeah. See, we decided to invest in a new product lines or services based on the cost benefit analysis. What we have seen the higher potential profit compared to the other investment opportunities. So, like the example, Now, semiconductor is definitely growing. So we have invested time and money and resources on the semiconductor, especially on the VLSI, because India is getting towards more and more getting the generating or the kind of manufacturing the microchips from India. So that way, from India is going to be a hub for microchips and all. So the investing our time towards time and money towards semiconductor is one area where I can see more returns compared to our existing investment on the engineering services and all. That's how I can say this is an example.
How do market dynamics and economic indicators affect your strategic decisions which you take?
Yes, some of the see market trends and economic indicators such as the consumer spending and inflation rates, guiding adjustment in the pricing, investment strategies, and product developments and all. It makes a big difference there. We need to see how we can align our strategies towards that one. Like as I said, some of the during COVID, the most of this spend was towards the consumers. So we used to work with our consumer product companies or the projects where there is a more opportunities. But other than that, the transportation and all not invested much time on that during that time because we need to analyze based on the economic condition and the market condition. We need to refocus our efforts toward the need of the market.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
So, how do you analyze the influence of government policies and regulations upon your company?
Yeah, one definitely on paper we think that government policies makes a difference and all these things. But apart from your government policies, I think you should plan your own goals and the strategies to run the company. And some of the influence like government policy changes that they implemented GST, which is really helping because this one time only we are paying the GST. Earlier it was VAT and all this number of times we are paying and they're struggling. So, but these are the influences will be positive side. But sometime unnecessary taxes or the policy changes comes into picture. So the effect will be there. Definitely, government policies makes an impact on the growth of the companies like small scale industries or MSMEs and all or startups. Definite government policies need to be positive to encourage them. I think it makes a difference on the policies.
So, we spoke about India right now, but I've heard that you have branches across the world. How do you maintain or retain competitiveness on the global market?
See, we have offices definitely in three cities in India as well as in abroad. So we need to delegate some of the delegate to the next level leaders. The next level leaders has to be developed and hand over the responsibilities to them and manage with the setting KRAs for them, key responsible roles for them, targets for them based on that regular review mechanisms nowadays because no need to be there in physical, we have to be virtually available, so the virtual review meetings and all. But it has to be roles and responsibility measurable, their goals, target, and revenue, and the market profit and visibility of the revenues and all. It has to be combination of all this as a teamwork. We need to work together.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other things?
Not from me, no. That's all from me.
So, thank you so much for spending time with us and sharing your insights of the different topics we discussed in this interview. We truly appreciate your time and invaluable insights. Your experiences in strategies and leadership and management help us to understand all these topics better. So, thank you for giving us a clearer view of how navigated your complex business. Thank you so much for contributing today.
Thank you so much for all of you to giving this opportunity to share my experience, thought process, and wish you all the best for the future engineers. As I would like to give some tips and advice for you. Be a good human while becoming a good engineer. Market is accommodative. Market is there available for you. Plenty of market is there. Plenty of opportunities are there. Don't worry about the jobs. Today, you become a good engineer with a good human intention. So that way, wish you all the best. Opportunities are waiting. And if anything is there in the industry, it is accommodative. Be focused towards the upcoming trends, upcoming areas, upcoming skills. Be learning always. Don't stop your learning. I think you should be investing your time always on the new things, learning. So I wish you all the best once again. as a good engineers.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.